So hey guys, Tim here from Candid Tech TV. Today we're taking a look at this Vamvo S1 Portable Projector. It's a very portable, compact variety. First that we've had on the channel, but definitely not the least. So we're going to take a look at this coming up here. Stay tuned, we're going to do a full review. Guys, to let you know, there will be a link down here below in the description for this projector on Amazon. Like I said, it's about $200 at the time of this review. So the great thing about this projector is that it is very ultra portable. It is 5.8 inches by 3 inches in the length and width department. In the width, it is only 0.9 inches wide, and it is actually 0.6 pounds. Very, very light, ultra portable. You can definitely throw this in a bag on a daily use type of thing. You could throw it in your pants pocket even, and it's really not cumbersome at all. So ultra portable. Don't believe me? Let's compare this even to the Vamvo Leisure 3. Basically the smallest 480p projector that I've reviewed on my channel. You can see the thickness here compared to the S1 here, the Vamvo, not even close. And then kind of obviously looking at the size, if you're looking at the actual length and width, not even close again. This thing is going to be way, way more portable, way easier to take with you, and it still has a lot of the functions of all those 480p ones, which is awesome. My friend Drecky Tech also gave me a good suggestion saying that, you know, you could use your phone, and if you have a lot of emulators on your phone or something like that, that'd also be a good companion to this. You can kind of see size-wise, this is my Pixel 2, and you can kind of see it's very similar size, so this really doesn't take up a whole lot of space at all. You can kind of see there the thickness is obviously a little bit different, but very similar size, so you're not really dealing with a whole lot of space that's going to take up. So if you have your, room for your cell phone and room for this in your pocket or your bag, you can do a lot of cool things with it. So like I said, this is still 480p, just like those other ones. You're going to get pretty good 480p picture quality with this. And it definitely doesn't look any worse than any of those other 480p projectors. And we're going to take a look at that coming up, and I'll show you the actual footage coming out of this. Now this does support Apple AirPlay, DLNA, and Miracast connections. I'm an Android user, and I kind of had a hard time trying to set up doing the Miracast on here and everything. Ideally, I would still recommend to just go wired. It does have an HDMI slot on here. So if you could do that, and if you can get like an MHL cable that's supported for your phone, it's honestly going to probably be the easiest.
Otherwise, you got to kind of get an EasyCast app, and then you got to go to a website it shows and type in kind of the IP address and type in a password, all that stuff.
I was having issues actually using it with my Google Pixel 2 to try to connect to it, to where I just basically wanted to give up. So like my girlfriend's got an Essential phone, and I have a Type-C to HDMI cable that works with Essential phone. We were able to just plug it right in, and it worked. Otherwise, HDMI port, go for it. You got full connectivity of your Roku. If you want to do a Chromecast, if you want to put up a gaming system connected to it, it's definitely cool for that kind of stuff. I'll show you too. I've been using it with my NES Classic. So for movies, this has a 5200 milliampere hour battery, so that means that it'll last, it says, just about over 2 hours. So those 2-hour movies and under you're pretty good for. You can actually use this hooked up with the actual DC in charger. So if you do run out of juice or you're getting low, you can plug it in, so no worries there. You can use it just like you would with any of the other typical 480p ones that aren't as portable. So I'll show the connections here, but one of the good things about this actually too is that even though this is ultra portable and it's in a lot smaller package, this still does have all the good connections that you would want. So like I said, you've got your DC power in, a headphone jack, so that's awesome, and that's huge because you can hook up an external speaker then, and that's also going to definitely boost the speakers and the sound quality you can get with this. USB, there's your micro SD card slot on the bottom, and then on top right there for your HDMI. It's also got a little focus wheel right here, and that's what's going to dial in your picture. On the top here, you do have some other controls. You basically got your forward and back buttons. These will function as your volume controls as well. You've got like an OK button, back button, and then you've got kind of like a menu button here where that'll let you pick your source. So this indicator right here is going to let you know about your power. It'll be blue when the device is on and good. It will turn red when you need to charge it or when it's charging and it's still not full yet. And then literally the only other thing is right here on the bottom, you've got that little 1/4-inch tripod thread. So one thing that I really love about this is the controls are very simple. To turn it on, all you do is you just flip this little cover up, and then it's going to power on. You can hear it going, and then you'll notice there it goes, and it's shooting out the projection right now. So next I'm going to show you here a little bit of footage coming out of this thing, and we'll take a look a little bit closer. Okay, so here we are at the Roku menu here, and again, 480p pictures, what we're looking at here. I've compared this in other videos on other projectors and things like that. So we'll hop into Netflix. We'll take a look here at some of the thumbnails and things like that that you can kind of see here in Netflix. So like I said, complete darkness is basically what we're working with right now. So just kind of going through these, you can kind of take a look at, the text, look at some of the colors and all that. I will say the colors on this one compared to some of the other probably 480p projectors I've looked at do actually pop. This does have actually pretty good, saturation and things like that. Kind of like other 480p projectors, the text is a little bit soft in some of these depending on kind of where you're looking, but overall not too bad. So hopping over here to Nick Nimmin's free stock vids, we're going to take a look at a couple videos here, and we'll take a look here at the actual quality. And you can kind of see here, again, this is going to be like 1080p footage, but it's going to be coming out 480p here natively on the projector. And I do have these speakers going on the actual projector. It sounds pretty darn good for as small as it is. Again, it's all going to be about expectations. It's going to sound pretty decent, but for your best quality, you're definitely going to want to use an external speaker. But in a pinch, if you're in a small room and there's not a whole lot of noise around you, this will do just fine. The thing is very, very quiet on its own, so there's not a whole lot of noise that it has to compete against. Some of those other bigger projectors, even the 480p ones, have a lot of, fan noise and stuff, and then you can barely hear its own speaker. So this one's pretty darn good though. And here we are again, this is 480p footage. All right, we'll do one last one here. Again, this is Nick Nimmin's free stock vids. If you want to check that out, he puts these up for free, so thanks to him for that. All right, so yeah, pretty solid, not too bad. So right now, just FYI, the mic is about 2.5 feet away from the actual projector I just put it. The sound is at 50, so right in the middle, and you're listening to the sound right out of that projector coming through my shotgun mic here. Alright guys, so yeah, here's the projector out of the box and up close. So you can see the lens here on the front. On the bottom, this is really cool because you have this little kickstand down here. So yeah, just to interrupt real quick, the sound on that projector itself, without having any external speakers hooked up to it, is pretty good. It actually, definitely could suffice in my living room here in my apartment. If I didn't have, any other external noise or, a lot of people over here talking and things like that, it actually does sound pretty decent. So if you needed to, or you're going to be using this for travel, or, maybe even have it in a hotel room or something like that, you could get by with it. And, especially if you're playing video games or something where sound quality isn't quite as important. But, if you're watching a movie or watching music videos, something like that, then you might want to have a little, external speaker to have with it. But otherwise, not too bad. All right, guys, and then so this is with the actual lights on in the room. Again, you can kind of see, I got desk down here and stuff. This is the 4x7 picture kind of up on the projector screen there. So this is the actual Roku menu right now, hooked up with the lights on. So again, a little bit, more diminished and stuff, but again, this isn't too bad. I don't know if it's really going to come across fully, but you can see kind of the text and stuff on there. You can look at some of the, thumbnails and stuff here again. And again, in light, this really doesn't look that bad. It's definitely washed out, but just looking at this again here and stuff, you can kind of see, this is serviceable. You're going to be able to do it, so this is with the ceiling fan on, the main overhead light in the room. So you can imagine if you have maybe just candle lit or maybe a small lamp or something like that, you'll still be able to watch your shows and kind of do stuff on there. But again, best production and stuff is going to come definitely in pitch black and pure darkness, kind of like when we looked at the Nintendo gaming. All right, so it's not all great. So let's get to some of the negatives. So like I said, Miracast, setting that up was kind of hard to do. It wasn't very intuitive. I feel like if I had some issues with it, a lot of people are going to have problems with it if you're not really a tech person. So this is a projector that's going to come in around $200. For some people, that might be very reasonable, and that's not that bad of a deal. I have reviewed a couple other projectors that are about, $200, $250 range. and you are looking at 720p, possibly 1080p true native resolution though. So with this, you're still looking at the 480p native resolution. So you're essentially paying 2 times more for one of these 480p projectors, but you're getting the size, and then you're getting the portability factor basically, because it's going to have about the same picture quality as some other models that you can get around maybe 70 bucks, 100 bucks. But this is going to be a little more portable. Setup might be a little bit easier because it doesn't take up quite as much room. You know, tear down and stuff is going to be a lot easier with this. One of the other ones you might need to get, you know, either mounted or get a tripod specifically for it. This might be a little easier to set up on, like I said, one of those little mini tripods, and you might be able to use it that way. So, you know, the price of like $200 might be a deal for some people. Other people, if you're really trying to spend as little as you can look at one of those other options and check out that budget playlist that I'll have right up here, where that's going to have a lot of those 480p models, maybe even a 720p model for something that's similar, just a little bit more than this. So also, depending on kind of how you have this set up, one of the things that I noticed too was that having this sitting on the tripod sometimes, if it wasn't set up completely correct, would kind of start moving a little bit. It isn't the most expensive tripod, you know, it's just a little plastic tripod. So if you do have something else, you can definitely upgrade that part of it. But also with this thing being so small, I noticed that when people walked by or kind of got up, it did actually, just from walking on the floor, cause this to shake just the slightest bit, where you can kind of see in your picture that it was moving just a little bit. So again, not a huge deal, but you know, if you're gonna have people walking around and getting up and doing a lot of movement around it, that might be something that happens for you. Again, it kind of depends on your setup. Like if you have a sturdy table and this is on that, and it's a heavy coffee table, probably won't have that issue. But you know, I had it on like a tripod stand on a carpet, so it kind of picked up, I think, a little bit more of the movement. All right, guys, so what I recommend this, it's pretty simple. If you really do like the portability of this, if you're going to be taking your projector somewhere, if you want to take this to like a friend's house or something, you know, this is going to be very easy to take there and do some gaming, or, you know, watch some movies. If you're traveling a lot, this is something that some of you techies might like to have on you, then definitely go for this. It's not that bad. At 200 bucks, it's pretty reasonable, not too bad compared to some other projectors out there. But then again, if you're someone that, you know, you maybe don't have a lot of money to spend right now, you want something maybe just very entry level, you can get some other good 480p projectors for probably, you know, like $70, that $100 range. But if you're okay with the 480p and you're really looking into something like this, then I would definitely recommend this. There's not a whole lot of flaws with it. It offers a lot of what you get in a regular full-size 480p projector, and it takes up way less space, and it's way more portable. So if that really isn't the projector for you, and you want something a little more traditional like this, or maybe a little bit cheaper, then check out, I've got a whole budget playlist where I go over a lot of these 480p, 720p, and even getting into, I got one right now in the 1080p range. So that's going to be right up over here. So definitely check that out up in the corner there. That's going to be popping up. If you did find this video helpful, definitely please leave a like down there below. Let me know. Also up here, you're going to see a subscribe icon. If you do like my content, you'll see the latest videos. Keep up to date. And right down here, you're going to see another video or playlist there. So yeah, it's a definitely pretty cool portable option if you're looking for a good 480p projector. Let me know what you think. Link's going to be down there below in the description, so check that out. I do make a small commission. It kind of helps out the channel if you purchase through there, regardless of if you get that one or not.